Limbus Company. Yeah, you hear it right. We got another content with Limbus Company. I'm actually editing the content too. It might gonna take so a little bit. Well, it's 4-hour long video after all. But in the meantime, I actually come up with this really interesting video. Limbus Company exposed the entire gacha industry. I haven't seen this video, but maybe having a little bit, kinda hinge what this video gonna be about. But hey, it's never getting old to watching such a clickbaity video, so let's get started.
Limbus Company made one of, if not the best anniversary in gachas, which made people question what are other games even doing at this point. So
it's actually really easy. They're just collecting money and letting you collect your favorite waifu for sake of your wallet.
Limbus is a game with a dedicated audience, to the point where this video is going to be brigaded with.
Okay guys, actually let's see if more people will discover my channel. Hey, I'm TV, I kinda like the Limbus Company, and leave down below in the comment which one of these monsters you are. Okay, I'm kinda curious who's gonna be this blue one.
Be brigaded with people you've never seen. And if you are new here for the Limbus community,
weakest Limbus.
Please sub. So today we have to talk about what Limbus Company is doing,
which
this
looks
something that is.
Wait a minute, did they actually... Guys, I know I've been playing the Limbus for like 2 weeks, but where is this animation? Why nobody told me about this? We got so many Limbus Company fans like coming to my channel, nobody like showed me this, like shame on you.
Is very important in
that
this
looks
scene,
so
in the gacha
dope.
scene, and it's kind of a wake-up call to other gacha games. A call that showed that generosity can make your game go even higher and make even more money, even if you give a lot to the players. Now, before I talk about this and say my opinion, let me tell you what they're giving in this anniversary. So I will let the rewards speak for themselves. If you don't
well, I already know. I was actually a little bit surprised, and I'm finally happy that one of the gacha games that I happened to like start playing, I finally had a good time. Because usually when I start something, it's usually after the event, after the anniversary, after the collaboration. I'm really happy that by accident I actually start playing this game at the basically 3rd year anniversary.
Context. A
3-star
is an equivalent of an SSR or a 5-star in other games, and a season is basically a major update, which is the equivalent of a new region or a new major update or a new major story, which are called cantos here. Now, the first thing that we will talk about here is basically that all of these rewards are just login based. You don't have to do.
Please, more companies take some note. This is really important because I'm such a busy guy. Sometimes I don't have a 15 minutes a day. Well, okay, I do have a 15 minutes a day, but I don't want to spend it on digging into the game and playing some dailies, things like that. I would rather spend it more productive way. But maybe call me crazy, but I believe if, let's say, half of the gacha games would implement this kind of logic within the game, I think low-key a lot of these games would have really huge decline like in the revenue and everything, because I feel like if the game is not good enough, usually you're trying to kind of gate it or like trap the player to learn him or her to basically log in daily, because practice makes permanent. But I really do like this approach, because all you have to do is just log in, log out, and you're pretty much done. When you feel like playing the game, you can dedicate time when you're not busy. Well, at least that's kind of my case. And then you can fully enjoy the entire game and like having such a wonderful experience. But like if you're doing it daily, I know some people or like a lot of people playing, let's say 3, sometimes even like 5 gacha games every single day. That feels like a chore. To me personally, I cannot even think like how you guys, no offense, but how you guys even having this kind of like willpower to keep it going. I always treated games as a like form of relaxation, but when I came to the gacha games, it felt basically different. Like this entire purpose is pretty much gone, and now you having this new mindset that you have to grind daily in order to get some freebies.
Anything, you just have to log in for 2 weeks only. Now let's talk about it. First, you will get 1 guaranteed random 3-star unit. Basically, you will get tickets to do some polls that guarantee you 1 free random 5-star. It could be anything.
Shout out to Isang.
Cool. This is generous. This is nice. These are limited characters.
It's cool.
You could say it's pretty generous compared to other gachas, but this is nothing. And I'm not even kidding you, this is probably the weakest reward in our list. Because next you will have the ability to pick a character from Season 1, which is basically the first major update. You would say this game probably has power creep, like any gacha, which is probably true, but it's not that high. And since you can pick any character,
Actually, well, okay, I gotta say, like, I'm just finishing Kanto 3 at this point. But I feel like besides the, like, recent event, I had, like, no issues to clear, like, anything that I did so far with just, you know, the default characters, or basically the IDs. And I would say that also include the Mirror Dungeon. Okay, to be honest, I got, like, one a little bit OP character. But besides that, I don't feel, at least so far, maybe I'm just gonna be glazing it too much, and, like, later on gonna be, like, yelling all day long. But so far it kind of feels pretty balanced to me.
there are two important characters in Season 1 that you can pick that are very powerful in this current meta, by the way. So this is another thing, but of course some people will argue these are older characters.
Yo, this
so
anime
next
slaps.
You will get our
Animation.
I'm not even kidding you. You will get the ability to choose a character from Season 2. And I'm saying choose, not gacha. Any character from Season 2. And just for reference,
That's
this
crazy.
game is starting its 7th season.
Oh
You
my
might say,
god.
okay, we're still having old characters, although Season 2 has pretty good characters.
Yo, give me
But
the
that's not
Sinclair.
it. You get the ability to pick a character from Season 3. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Oh my
this
god.
is crazy. Now, of course,
That
you would
changes
say,
everything.
Yeah, they will not just go for Season 4 and Season 5 and Season 6.
Yeah,
and
there
they
is
will
no
not
way.
just keep on doing that, right? Well, yes, of course. Well, what do you mean? They will make you choose any character in the game after that. It doesn't matter if it's from Season 1 or Season 6.
Also, like, I don't understand this announcer. I had no idea when I was, like, first time pulling, like, on the banner, and I got this, like, green, you know, color. I was like, okay, this may be gonna be, like, a really interesting, you know, ID, like, bring it on, and then what the heck is that?
Which, by the way, Season 6 has the best character in the game. Of course, you can't choose
Is that true? Yes or no? Leave comment down below.
the character from the current update from
I need to
Season
know.
7, but you can get any other character prior to this update, which is crazy. Again, you choose this character, it's not a gacha. The only gacha here is the first reward. You know what's funny here? If this happened
You know what's actually funny? So far I had like 150 pulls-ish in the entire Limbus Company, and this like first 10 pull was literally my best pull like ever in my like entire history of playing this game, which is kind of
Genshin
funny.
Impact or Wuthering Waves or maybe Arknight's Enfield, you know that the community is gonna go crazy. They're
Actually, like seeing the Genshin, what was actually at the anniversary? I kind of wonder. Like, I don't want to mock Genshin Impact because I like to a certain degree, I do enjoy like the world like overall and stuff. And when I was streaming the game, I always had such a like great time like with you guys. So like overall with this aspect, the game is like really fun. But like when it comes to a lot of things in this, it seems like, well, they just don't do that much for the community, right?
their reaction is gonna go insane. Imagine if Wuthering Waves, or let's say Genshin Impact because it has more updates, they give you, okay, you can choose any character from 1.0. Then
60
they tell you,
Primo
you can
Gem.
choose any character from 2.0. Okay, Liyue characters are cool. Then you tell you, okay, you can choose any character from Inazuma. And then you can choose any character from the game. People are
Actually, like speaking about it, like let's assume the Genshin would do like such a thing as well. People definitely would be, you know, praising the Genshin for the best gacha game like ever made. Like there's no doubt. But like, let's be real. If we comparing the rewards from Limbus Company and this like hypothetical Genshin Impact reward, you know, where you will get from this like first region things like that, would all these rewards having like basically like same? How do I put it? It's basically like same value, because I feel like based on the power creep, or at least based on what I've been told in the Limbus Company, the power creep is not that high, but like on the other hand from the Genshin Impact it seems to be like rather bigger difference. And because of it, if we like comparing the same rewards, it feels like even that still the rewards from the Genshin would not be like basically on the same like purchasing power, if you will.
gonna go crazy. It doesn't matter if it's Genshin, it doesn't matter if it's Wuthering Waves, it doesn't matter if it's any other gacha, to be honest, because Limbus Company is just different. And you know how
Built
different
different.
it is?
You know who's built different? Mersault. Like every time I seeing the ID, oh my god.
I've tried to see some videos and some of the community and what they think about these rewards. They're so happy. Yes, they're praising Limbus Company, but they're not losing their minds. Which is what is going on here. I'm losing my mind out here. How are you guys thinking this is normal? It's like a normal.
I actually wonder like who is he referring to, like Limbus Company overall or like Korean community, because like based on what I've seen like from other gacha games, it seems to be like Korean community is not as excited as like the global audience based on what I've seen.
4 characters for free and we choose them. So what does that say to us? You might argue this game is not making as much money, so they are desperate to get more players into this game. And if you look at the numbers, this anniversary made a lot of people play the game again, and probably this video will make some people even interested to try the game. But
I actually wonder, is there gonna be like at least one person who watching this video and gonna start to playing this game? Let me know.
It's been 3 years since we got Limbus Company, and these developers proved over the years that they're not really that desperate. Of course they want to make money, and the amount of money that Limbus Company is making is pretty good, because if you compare how generous it is, because they're not only generous in their anniversary, of course the anniversary is going to be the best, but they're sustaining their game, sustaining the developers, and making a good amount of money. It's a gacha game in the end. But as I said, they have proven over the years that they're not that desperate and they respect your time. And this is exactly why this video, you would find some people in the comments actually correcting me probably, or adding some context to what I'm saying, praising the game because they like the game and the developers, which is something missing in most gacha games. It's exactly.
I mean, tell me which gacha game, basically like casually streaming or having the CEO casually streaming the game and like talking like about, you know, what's about to come and things like that. I think that's such a like unique perspective or like unique kind of marketing approach, if you will, but also it feels like the, you know, community or like the CEO and the entire company is like really, you know, attached to the community. Like, don't get me wrong, like seeing some, you know, Wuthering Waves live streams, it's always like really nice to see like high production, you know, stream or the video that is being broadcasted. But also at the same time, this feels like more natural, which I believe like in nowadays with like current like AI and all the things, the companies like squeezing as much money as possible. I think I genuinely think this is like really, really good and smart marketing, you know, technique.
Why other gacha games are having so much dramas, because people don't have faith in the devs, even if the game is good. It's just like that in the gacha scene, and this is why it's a wake-up call. These developers should see how if they make people happy and try to give them and be more generous and listen to them, of course, and not follow the easy route, because this is what the developers are doing. They're following the easy route. They try to make it more predatory.
It makes also like perfect sense if you look at it from the business perspective, because, you know, most of these companies probably know what works and what doesn't, so they basically just choosing the least path of resistance, which also like telling you that a lot of these companies, you know, are in the industry for, you know, one main purpose only, and that's money. And usually you will see the people or the companies that caring a little bit more about the game, usually, you know, making less revenue because they trying to please the audience, creating something a little bit unique, which might not gonna be, you know, proven at scale or like to the large audience, so they have to experiment a little bit, things like that. So yeah, like overall it makes sense, but both ways you can, in my opinion, make ridiculous amount of the money.
And they can see that they're making a lot of money. It's working. It's a working method, and they would say that if it's not broken, just don't fix it. But they really can make their games way more popular if they just gave a little. And it's a long-term investment. They will make a lot of people play these games, have more fun, and eventually spend a lot in this game. You'll probably find people spend less, but you will have way more people playing your game, and you will make roughly the same or even more amount of money, and your game will be more popular, which will cause other things to make more money. Your merch, your figures, collabs, all of these things. And Limbus Company is a story-based game, and it's known for its storytelling, but we know that a lot of people want some gameplay, want more gameplay than what Limbus Company offers. And this is probably what is limiting Limbus Company in terms of popularity, although it's even getting bigger now. So what if a bigger game, what if another game is actually doing what Limbus Company does? Of course.
let's be real, that's not gonna be happening. Especially it's not gonna be like these like major companies, because again, like from business perspective, it kinda imply a little bit bigger risk. So if I have to bet, it would be like the smaller or like starting, you know, games that basically like gonna try to having a little bit different approach, but it's definitely not gonna be like this big. Maybe this statement not gonna age well, but I think that's not gonna be, you know, happening anytime soon.
Of course, other games are gonna follow this blueprint, and even gacha games now are gonna even be better and probably ruin less lives. Yeah, this is true, you know?
I don't know
I'm not
about
just saying
that.
things when I call Limbus Company a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to the developers and a wake-up call to the players, and especially the players.
It's
that
a
think
great
that other games
inspiration.
aren't giving them enough. That we could all be happy with this solution. We could all make the gacha space better and more fun, because this could even make those gacha games even more popular, even more mainstream. Just like, you know, as popular as Genshin Impact is, other games could be, and even Genshin could be even more popular than that. Just like other multiplayer games, for example. They're more popular if you compare them to gacha games. The thing is, if these games get even more popular while being as respectful to your time as Limbus Company, this will change everything. Anyway, if you want to try a game that respects your time, you could really try Limbus Company and have fun with its fantastic story, by the way. And I'm still early on the story. If you want me to make a video about what I think about Limbus Company, you can tell me in the comments. And what do you think will happen if other companies do what Limbus Company is doing? Thank you.
Nothing will happen because it's too good to be true. I definitely agree that more people, the company, should implement this kind of logic because it would satisfy the customer. But unfortunately, we're living in such a world that basically you can see the companies that don't do as much comparing to, let's say, the Limbus Company. They making, you know, 10 times or even 20 times the revenue. Like, I really enjoying playing Limbus Company. Chaos Your Nightmare is also like one of my favorite game, as well as Reverse 1999. All these games are like really nice. I also feel like they're having a lot of quality of life. But when you're comparing to basically the giant that basically doing the bare minimum and squeezing, you know, 10 times, 20 times the revenue, companies will always try to study the biggest, you know, competitors in the game or in the space, and they will try to having a similar practice because it's proven that basically, unfortunately, it works. Also, seeing Love and Deep's face, I low-key just wanna try it for fun. I kinda wonder, like, what is so special about this game. But also, I gotta say, like, for instance, Arknights, this is like 6-year-old. It's still showing such a, you know, pretty ridiculous revenue. But also, one important thing is, if you want to, you know, succeed, the game also genuinely has to be fun. Which also, a lot of these games probably not gonna have, you know, such a huge impact as these, like, top 5 or so. But overall, I do agree we need to have more of the Limbus Company type of companies in the space because it's genuine. I feel like it's one of the healthiest, you know, ecosystem in the space. Maybe let me know what you guys think about it. I feel like it was a pretty fun video, at least to me. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe see you next time and take care.